Very good afternoon and welcome to Lunchtime News with me, Abrar Abid. Now to begin with, let's take a look at our headlines.
40 people arrested for the possession of drugs at a party in Ratnapura. Accidents in the Uttalapura Deyathakandi claims the lives of 4 from the same family. Wasp attacks kills 2 in Deniaya.
Now in our lead story, the boy who was admitted following the accident that occurred at the Uttalapura area in Deyathakandi has succumbed to his injuries.
Police said the mother of the boy is also in a critical condition. The accident occurred yesterday around 5 p.m. when a motorbike collided with a tipper truck in the Sadunpura Lihiniagama road. Police said following the accident, father, mother and 3 boys in the same family sustained injuries and were admitted to the hospital. Thereafter, the father, aged 35, and the boys, aged 14 and 10, have succumbed to their injuries. Mother and the other boy were transferred to the Polonnaruwa hospital, and the boy has succumbed to his injuries. Police said the mother's condition is still critical. The driver of the tipper was arrested following the accident.
Now in local news, 40 people have been arrested for a number of crimes, including the possession of drugs in a raid that was carried out in a party in Ratnapura.
The party had been organized by a social media group and police officers were deployed to the location after it was tipped off for dispute taking place at the premises. When a raid was carried out, police discovered the narcotics in the possession of some of the party-goers, and among them are 10 females.
Now in more local news, the Police Narcotics Bureau at the Bandaranaike International Airport arrested 2 Indian nationals for smuggling 2.4 kilograms of heroin into the country. The stock of heroin was valued at 24 million rupees. The suspects had arrived from Chennai. The arrests were made after the Indian national and his wife were questioned by the Police Narcotics Bureau at the BIA. The stock of heroin was concealed in the suspect's bag. The suspects are due to be produced before the Negombo Magistrates Court today. Police Narcotics Bureau are conducting further investigation into the matter. A 68-year-old woman and a 2-year-old child was killed in a wasp attack in Deniaya. It is reported that the child and the grandparent were alone in the house at the time the incident occurred. The accident had occurred after a wasp's nest was disturbed at their house. The post-mortem examination of the 2 bodies is to be held at the Deniaya Base Hospital. Area residents in Ampitiya staged a protest charging the road between Kandy to Thalatuoya has not been renovated for a long period of time.
The residents engaged in the protest by blocking the Kandy-Thalatuoya road. Our correspondent said the protest was ongoing for 4 hours. Vehicular movement along the Ampiti area was disrupted by the protest. Meanwhile, a group of parents and their children engaged in a protest near the Kimbissa-Sigiriya roundabout by blocking the Dambulla-Sigiriya main route. Our correspondent said they engaged in a protest expressing displeasure for the transfer of the principal of the Kimbissa Primary School.
Parliamentarian Dilan Pereira expressed the following views during a gathering held in Bandaravela yesterday.
We see that so many people have issues with the group of 16. I saw Mangala Samaravira was saying that the group of 16 consists of buffaloes. However, we hear only the sound of a buffalo when Mangala Samaravira speaks. So we know who is the buffalo by looking at the way he speaks. Thereafter, I saw Mano Ganesh and Harin Fernando are saying the group of 16 doesn't know where to go. Ministers from the UNP are ones who doesn't know where to go. Harin Fernando cannot come to Badulla. Why? Because people are asking why he hasn't fulfilled the promises. He comes in the helicopter and goes in the helicopter. No one wants to speak about Mano Ganeshan because Mano Ganeshan is not someone who needs to be talked about in politics. We will take Sri Lanka Freedom Party out of the government. Like we came out, the rest of the 23 of them will also come out. If those who doesn't want to come, they can wash toilets at Sirikotha.
ඒකට එන්න බෑ කියලා කට්ටිය ඉන්නවා නම් ඒගොල්ලන්ට එක්සත් ජාතික පක්ෂයේ සිරිකොත වැසිකිලි හොදවද ඉන්න කියලා අනිත් අය අපි එළියට ගන්නවා.
A mother who received the news that her child and many other children in the village will receive a classroom complex shed tears of joy on the 22nd of January. Today, Mother was able to realize the dream of the students.
A project constructed under the Gammadda 1000 Projects initiative put a smile on the faces of over 500 students at the Sidanitri Mata Primary School in Kalpitiya. The Gammadda team, who previously met with the parents of the students, inquired into the problems they have faced. The parents humbly requested that the children be provided the opportunity to study inside a classroom as opposed to the current conditions where these children were forced to seek shelter under a tree or other temporary shelters. As per their request, the Gammadda team together with the Lanka Foundation gifted a building complex to the students of the school today. This project was initiated by Gammadda 1000 Projects initiative and sponsored by the Lanka Foundation on the 19th of January 2018. The complex, which consists of 8 classrooms and an area that can occupy the school's main office and the playground, were vested with the students today, and the event saw the participation of Group Director of the Capital Maharaja Shevan Daniel and Ruwan Kerugala, the chairman of the Lanka Foundation, and others. Over 10 million rupees has been spent for the project.
Minister of Health Dr. Rajitha Senaratne says the government is not 100% perfect and stressed they are on the lookout for those responsible for heinous crimes. He made these comments at an event held to honor him of being elected as Vice Chairman of the World Health Organization earlier this year.
There are weaknesses in the government. This government has committed wrongs, but there is no government in the world that has not committed a wrong. We are locating the killers, the former president said. Minister Champika and I are working to send them to prison. I am trying to send to prison the person who killed Tajuddin and Lasantha Wickramutunga and the person who abducted and forcefully disappeared Eknaligoda. I am looking for the person who abducted Keith Noya, hung him on a pillar and beat him in a bid to kill him. In the very last moment, he survived. The editor of Rivera and his wife were assaulted in the street. We are trying to put in prison the person who set fire to Sirasa TV and stabbed Balasurya and assaulted Port Dalajayantha. We are trying to send to prison the people who looted money from the MIG deal and also looted billions in public funds under the guise of the war. I will not mention the names, but be whoever it is, we promise to take action against all of them. The main allegation we face is what have we done? The killers and thieves are claiming that we are trying to imprison them and send them to the gallows. They say we are causing injustice to them. We are acting on the promises we made.
And that is all the news for this hour. Join us again at 1:55 p.m. for the latest news updates. For the News First team, I am Abrar Abid. Good afternoon and take care.